Hey everyone, this is BS Gamer here, welcoming you back to another episode of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy IV. In the last episode, we defeated the final boss and we beat the game. And in this episode, we're going to finish up a side quest, and we're probably, and hopefully, we'll get some rare equipment as well. Now, I'm still on my first playthrough, because I didn't save after the last battle, because I want to finish up the Naming Way side quest in this playthrough. So to start off this episode, I'm going to sell everything that I don't need. I don't need this Mega Elixir. I never use it. I don't need these tents either. Emergency exits can go. Coral Whiskers can go. I'm gonna get rid of this Avenger too. Mage Masher, that can go. The Ogre Killer can go. Both of the Poison Axes can go. I'm gonna get rid of one of the Kikuichi Manjis. And the Fairy Rod or Staff. I'm gonna get rid of all the arrows that I have except for one set of Yoichi arrows and one set of Artemis arrows. Here we go. I'm gonna get rid of the Flame Whip too. I'm gonna keep the Chain Whip because it's non-elemental. Get rid of the Shurikens. Flame Shield and Ice Shield can go. I'm gonna keep the Headband and the Green Berets because I'm gonna be using them pretty soon. The Gold Hairpins, however, can go, and the Diamond Helms. Luminous Robe can go, and the Flame Mail and the Ice Armor. I do not need 3 Minerva Bustiers. I'm gonna get rid of 1. And I'll get rid of one set of Dragon Gloves as well. Whoops. And I'm also going to max out my the Sirens that I can carry. That way I can have 99. So that's all I want to do here at the Hummingway Abode, and I will meet you guys back on Earth. Alright, so I am here in Tamra, and in the item shop here, I am going to get some Stardust. In fact, I'm going to get a ton of Stardust. Really expensive, but they're really good. Oh, yeah, now I have maxed out the amount of Sirens that I can have and the amount of Stardust that I can have. I have all of the items that I need now, so I will see you guys back in the Lunar Subterrane. Okay, I am here in the B5 area, and I'm right outside of the room where we need to be. Right here in this chest earlier, we found a Red Fang. This room is the special room where you cannot run into any enemy unless you use a Siren. Now, before I use the Siren, I'm going to show you guys my equipment. I gave everyone equipment that would raise their strength. Everyone. Even Minerva Bustiers on the ladies. Cecil is the only one who still needs to have his defensive equipment on, especially the Crystal Mail, because it is the only equipment in the game that will prevent the Berserk status, and it needs to be prevented on Cecil. So yeah. Oh, as for abilities, everyone's abilities, it doesn't matter except for Cecil's. I gave him Treasure Hunter instead of Attack. And it's because if you have it on, it'll raise the chances of getting an item double the normal percentage. For instance, the rarest items in the game that you can get from the enemies The drop rate is 0.4%. If you have the treasure augment on, it raises to 0.8%, which is still ridiculously low, but it's a difference. It's something. Now, if you use a siren in here, you'll run into these guys. They're Flan Princesses. Now, they'll always start off the fight by using Samba de Flan, which will put Berserk on everyone, except for Cecil, who has the Crystal Mail on. Now, there are several ways you can fight these guys. One method is that you can have Cecil auto-brace, and just have him brace while everyone attacks these guys. Which is what I'm doing right now. Now, the Flan Princesses, they absorb all elements except for Holy and Dark. Just need to make note of that, which is why I sold the Flame Whip rather than just have Rydia use that. I'm having her use something non-elemental. And the best thing I have for her is the Chain Whip. If I had the Dragon Whisker, I'd be using that instead, because it's much better than the Chain Whip. And their evasion is pretty high too, so don't be surprised if you miss a lot. Second one should be close to dying. There we go. Oh, and if you're fighting these guys with this method by having Cecil just counterattack, make sure that you have the HP plus 50% augment on him, otherwise he will die and you'll be in trouble. Now, the reason why I'm fighting the Flan Princesses is that there are two things that they can drop. Well, there are four things, but there are two things I'm after. One is the Rainbow Pudding, and the other is the Pink Tail. The Rainbow Pudding, that's the second most rare item that you can get. Pretty much every other Flan can drop the Rainbow Pudding, but with the Flan Princesses, it's more common. And the rarest one is the Pink Tail, which you can trade for the best armor in the game. I'm gonna try and get a couple of Pink Tails and one Rainbow Pudding. They're real nice to have. The other items that the Flan Princesses can drop, the most common one is a Dry Ether, and the second most common one is the Elixir. And they drop a lot of Elixirs, and I mean a lot. Alright, now the other method that can be used here. You go to Item, and you can put in Stardust, and make sure that the Stardust is at the top of Cecil's battle menu. And if you're gonna use this method, I would recommend that you just switch rows here. Make sure that Cecil's in the back. For everyone else, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to be using another Siren here. We're going to fight these guys again. Now, if you have something on the top of somebody's battle menu, and if that character is counterattacked, that item on top of the battle menu will be activated. activated. See, Cecil's countering with Stardust. And it does a lot more damage. And since Stardust is not affected by row, I have Cecil in the back row so that he can survive. See, it only takes 3 Stardust to take him down. And are you kidding me? No item? Come on, game. So that's the other method that that can be used here. Oh, and by the way, when counterattacking, if you have something that really isn't an attacking kind of ability like Treasure Hunter, if you have that on the top of the battle menu, and if Cecil's attack, then he'll just do the regular attack command. Just FYI. So yeah, there you go. Those are 2 methods that I like using for fighting the Flan Princesses. So I'm gonna keep on fighting them until I either get a Rainbow Pudding or a Pink Tail. I'll see you guys when I get one. That didn't take long. I found the Rainbow Pudding. Yay! Oh my gosh. I thought it was gonna take me a while, but it only took 7 sirens to get it, including the 2 I show on screen, so that's nice. Is it in key items? No, it's not. It's in the regular item menu somewhere. An elusive delicacy. Oh yeah. Rainbow Pudding. We got it, folks. So yeah. We got it. So I will meet you guys back on Earth. Okay, I am here at Agar. This is where Naming Way currently is. Now before I talk to him, I need to show off something. So the Rainbow Pudding, if you get more than 1 Rainbow Pudding, you only need 1 throughout the entire game. If you get more than 1, you can sell them for 100,000 gil. So it's a great way to make a lot of money. Just wanted to point that out. So over here is Naming Way. Did you manage to find some Rainbow Pudding? Yes, I have, buddy. Oh, you found it? Thank you so much. I'd best go give this to my girlfriend. We did it, folks. Now, we are going to go complete the rest of the Naming Way side quest. It is possible to do now. So where we need to go next, we need to go to the Lally-Ho Pub. Alright, so we are here in the Lally-Ho Pub, and look who's here. It's Pudding Way. Oh, hello, Cecil. Are you trying to drown your worries down here too? No? Well, good for you. You remember when I went to go give my girlfriend that pudding last time? Well, when I got there, I found another man giving her a present of his own. You can't imagine what it's like, Cecil. I've given up on the world. Nothing matters. I just don't care anymore. Moping Way the empathetic. Oh, brother. What do you want, Cecil? Haven't you done enough? Why won't you just leave me alone? So we are battling Moping Way now. And this guy is easy. Look at that, 32 HP. I mean, get out of here. We're gonna kill this guy in 1 shot. Got him! Bronze Hourglass, okay. What was I thinking?
I'd forgotten about everything important in life. You can't win the game if you give up midway through a match. How could I have been so blind? Let me give you this for opening my eyes again. We have obtained the Eye Gouge augment. I think I'm ready to get back on my feet. Well then, until we meet again. So we now have the Eye Gouge augment, and this augment is not that good. What this will do if you use it in a battle, it'll put blind on all enemies if they're susceptible to it. The only problem with that is if they're blind, Cecil won't be counterattacking. So the reason why Cecil won't counterattack is because the enemies will keep missing. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this augment. I mean, it's okay, it can be useful in some situations, but actually, what am I saying? It's not that useful at all. It stinks. You can do whatever the heck you want with the Eye Gouge augment. It's just not that good. But yeah, next place we need to go is the Feymark. I'll see you guys there. So I am outside of the house where the save point is, and where that Eidolon who lost his 8 friends but then got him back. And naming ways down here are Moping Way. Oh, Cecil, I really must thank you for pulling me out of that slump I was in before. A lot has happened since then, but I finally broke off my relationship with that unfaithful pudding lover. I've begun dating another lady now, and this time I think it's the real thing. And having tasted true love, I can remain Moping Way no longer. Moping Way became Loving Way the Romantic. Forgive me for prying, but would you tell me the name of the person you're seeing right now, Cecil? So we just need to enter a name. It can be any name, but since Naming Way is asking Cecil, who his lover is, I'm just gonna put down Rosa. It really doesn't matter what name you put down. Rosa, you say? That's a wonderful name. Trust me, I have a lot of experience with these things. Well, you'll have to excuse me. I was just on my way to ask my girlfriend out on a date. Until we meet again. So, yeah. You'll see, the name that you put down for, that you typed in for, Loving Way later on. In fact, next time we see him, he'll mention the name of Cecil's lover again. So, our next location is Mysidia. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so we are here in Mysidia. We are in the Hall of Prayer, and look at that! Oh, greetings and salutations, Cecil. What brings you out this way? Myself? Well, actually, I'm getting married. We came here to hold our wedding ceremony. I owe it all to you, Cecil. Thanks for everything. I suppose now that I'm getting married, being Loving Way won't quite be enough. Loving Way became Wedding Way, the groom-to-be. I hope things continue to go well for you and Rosa, too. Let me give you this as a good luck charm. We have obtained the Rosa's Love augment. Nothing could ever make me happier than marrying this wonderful man. I do worry about his wanderlust, but I'll stay with him no matter where he goes, even if he goes to the moon itself. Ooh, so he's going to go to the moon next. Yep, that's where they'll be next, the moon. And we'll be going there in just a sec, but I need to talk about the Rosa's Love augment. Now, this augment, if instead of putting Rosa down earlier when you were with Moping Way, and you gave him the name of your lover, and if you put down Rydia instead of Rosa, it would be Rydia's love. But is Rose's love. So I'll be giving it to Cecil. Now, this augment is basically just like the attack command, except it's more powerful. How powerful is it? Well, it depends. It depends on how many times you use cover and how many times it's been provided. So basically, when you're in a battle, you must use the cover ability, and then you must be able to cover an enemy successfully. And you can only do this once per battle. So, cover has been provided 10 times so far. You can go up all the way to 99. So I'll be doing that off screen. So this augment is really, really useful. So I'll be definitely making use of it. And look at that. Look at all these guys. Oh sure, just leave old Sid behind. He won't be worried or nothing. Listen to me. You come back alive, you hear? Fight for me and for Tella too. Your destiny awaits you. I will be praying for your safe return. We want to go too, but it looks like we don't get to this time. Good luck! Thank you, Palom. First time you've been polite all game. You've become a wonderful paladin. Palom and I were right to do what we did. This may all have been preordained. It is time for you to return to the moon. I just wanted to show this off before leaving Mysidia. But yeah, there you go. So, I need to go back to the moon, and I will see you guys there. Okay, I am here in the Hummingway abode, and look who's here. Cecil? I never thought I would meet you in a place like this. What are you doing up here? This is where my people live, so I thought we should drop in on our honeymoon. Of course, now that the wedding is over, I suppose I can remain Wedding Way no longer. Wedding Way became Hummingway the Lunarian. Thank you again for everything, Cecil. I hope you can find as much happiness as we have. A honeymoon on the real moon. It's like a dream come true. I knew I picked the right man. So, where do we find Naming Way next? Well, there are several locations. I will explain in just a sec here. So, Naming Way's next location is completely random. Yes, you have heard me correctly, completely random. He can appear in any of the following locations. He can appear in any Chocobo Forest in this game, and there are 6 Chocobo Forests in this game. There's one to the west of Baron, one to the northeast of Fabul, one to the south of Mount Ordeals, one that's north of Troya, which is the one where the black Chocobos are. There's one south and slightly west of Troya, and there's one in the center of an ocean that's north of Mist, which is the one I'm at right now. And unfortunately, yeah, just as I thought, I would not find him on my first try. He isn't here. It's not just the Chocobo Forests where Naming Way can possibly appear. He could also appear in B1 of the Underground Waterway, on the Mount Hob summit. He can appear in Troya, where the woman is sunbathing. He can appear on the B2 level of the Sylph Cave, in the center northmost area. Or he can appear on the B1 level in the Lair of the Father, right next to the chest where the Genji shield was. So there are several possible locations, and I hope to God that Naming Way is not in the Sylph Cave. That would suck. So I'm gonna check all the locations, and then once I find Naming Way, I will start recording again. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, I have not found Naming Way yet, but I am in the Chocobo Forest to the west of Baron, and there is a black chocobo here. I did not know that you can find a black chocobo in the Chocobo Forest to the west of Baron. This is pretty cool. Just wanted to show that off to you guys. Alright, I'm gonna continue searching for Naming Way. Here he is, folks. He is in the Chocobo Forest that is south and slightly west of Troya. Oh, Cecil, it's good to see you again. Have you been well? I couldn't be better. I've been on a nostalgic journey to remember everything I've lived through. Naturally, though, I cannot remain a Hummingway now that I've left the moon. Hummingway became Going My Way the Free Spirit. There are lots of ups and downs in life, but you only live once. It's important to know who you are and live your life to the fullest, even when it's tough. Oh, that's right. I forgot to give this to you last time we met. It's an ancestral treasure of my people, and I want you to have it. We have obtained the Safe Travel Augment. Well then, I'm going to continue traveling wherever the mood strikes me, until we meet again. Now this augment is awesome. I'm going to give this to Cecil, and I would recommend you do the same thing. When you have it equipped on a character's battle menu, any enemy encounter will not happen. You will not encounter enemies at all when you are on the overworld, when safe travel is on somebody's battle menu. So, yeah. That's why it's a very good augment. I love this augment. So, the Naming Way side quest has come to a close. And I'm going to go battle some more Flan princesses, and I'm going to see if I can get a pink tail. I'll see you guys when I obtain one.
Hey, I got one. Look at that, guys, a pink tail. Isn't that sweet or what? A pink tail. Oh yeah. So, yeah, we got a pink tail, which is awesome. So I will meet you guys at the Adamant Grotto. Well, we've brought a tail. I wonder if this tail will be to his satisfaction. He should be willing to talk to us with this tail. Tail collecting? To each his own, I suppose. I hope they like this tail. He will most certainly love it. What do you want? I have nothing to discuss with you, excepting you have a tail, of course, but, well, that's a different matter altogether now, isn't it? Actually, would you like this one? This color, this texture, this form. You found me the pink tail of legend, and you give it to me? Incredible! Let me give you this in exchange. Adamant armor. This armor is awesome. The defense is 100, the magic defense is 100, and it'll raise strength, speed, stamina, intellect, and spirit all by 15. I'm going to give this to Edge because he doesn't have any protection from elements yet, and this also protects against elemental attacks, even though it
doesn't show that on the battle menu, it actually does. So yeah. The adamant armor is extremely broken. It is the best armor in the game, hands down. So yeah, we now have adamant armor, and we're going to get some more rare equipment. I will see you guys back in the lunar subterrane. Okay, I'm here in the B8 area of the lunar subterrane. This is what I have for Edge. I have steel on him because I'm going to be stealing a lot. This is what I have for Rydia, of course. As for Cecil, I need remove safe travel and Rosa's Love. Make sure that he has draw attacks and treasure hunter. This is what I have for Rosa and Kane. As for equipment, I gave everyone back their original defensive equipment. I still have Edge with the adamant armor, because it's going to be really useful for him in the fights coming up. Everyone else has their standard equipment. Now, if you use a Siren on either B8 or B9 in the lunar subterrane, you will be fighting a red dragon. And this guy should not be as hard this time. Because Edge has adamant armor on, he's fully protected from, well, not fully protected, but, like, he has, elemental damage, which is nice. Time to steal. Now, what I'm after, I'm mostly after the red tail that the red dragon can drop. It is the rarest drop that you can get from this guy. I'm also going to see if I can try and steal a crystal ring or two. And of course I get a red fang only. Let's see, he's also susceptible to paralyze. Actually, I guess not. And I'll just use Libra, why not? I mean, I've already Libra'd this guy, but just a great way to save MP and just use, like, it's basically just like using one spell. If you know what I mean. Like, if you only need to cast one spell, you don't have white magic on you, you just have dual cast, just use Libra as your second spell. Look at Edge do all that massive damage. get a red tail? Nope, just a red fang. Now, the red dragon can also drop a wyvern lance, which is the second most rare drop. That's a really good lance for Kain. It's not as powerful as the holy lance. However, it is non-elemental and it'll do double damage against dragon type enemies. So it's a pretty good lance. It's the second most powerful lance overall in the game. So I'm probably going to get a couple of those while trying to get the red tail. So yeah, I will see you guys when I either get a red tail or a crystal ring or a wyvern lance. Here's a wyvern lance, folks. I just got one. Now, as I've said before, it's not as good as the holy lance. However, it'll deal extra damage to dragon type enemies. Actually, it might not be the second most powerful lance. That might be the Gungnir, but it's still a good lance nonetheless. It'll deal extra damage to dragons. So I'm going to put that on for now. Yeah, I just wanted to show that off, and I have not gotten any crystal rings yet. I don't have the red tail yet either. So I'm gonna keep on battling the red dragons until I get one of the two. I'll see you guys when I get one.
Okay, I still do not have the red tail yet. However, I did manage to get a crystal ring. Now this crystal ring, in terms of all the armlets available in this game, has the highest amount of magic defense and highest evasion and magic evasion. Edge's strength is going to go down a little bit, but that really isn't going to matter really soon because his strength is going to max out pretty soon anyway. So yeah, there you go. Also, when Rydia reaches level 80, she will learn the Meteor spell, which is her last black magic spell. So there you go. Alright, I will continue to fight the red dragons until I get a red tail. This is actually taking me a while. So hopefully I can get lucky this time. I'll see you guys when I get the red tail. Well, it took me a while, but I finally got a red tail. Look at that right here. A red tail. That is fantastic. Gosh, it took me like over 200 sirens to get it. As you can see, my characters are up in the 80s. It actually didn't take me that long to get the red tail after I got that crystal ring. So yeah, I'm gonna go over to the Adamant Grotto. I'll see you guys there. It is a different matter, good sir. We now have brought you a red tail. This is the red tail of legend! Incredible, let me give you this in exchange. We have now obtained the Onion Sword. This is the most powerful sword in the game. Well, actually it can be, it just depends on your character's level. Now, both Cecil and Kain can equip this. So, the higher the level your character is, the stronger the sword will be. And as you can see, this sword is really powerful. Strength is maxed out. Attack will go up to 162 on Cecil. The accuracy is just amazing. I'm gonna give it to Cecil for now. Now, if you're playing the DS version, I would recommend that you get two of them, one for Cecil and one for Kain. However, in the Android and iOS and PC versions, you really only need one. Assuming you're doing all the bonus content and not just playing the game just to beat the final boss. So, yeah, just get one and then you're pretty much all set. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to show you guys the best locations of where to farm for
some summons that can only be obtained by enemy drops. I'll see you guys at those locations.
Okay, this here is the first location. We are here in the Mist Cave, and if you use a siren here, you will fight 4 goblins. I'm just gonna use Libra on them, because why not? Now, the goblins have a chance to drop the goblin summon, which quite honestly is the worst summon in the game. So if you're not a completionist, don't bother fighting them. It really is not worth it. It's not. Plain and simple. However, I'm going to try and get one. I'm going to show you guys the other 3 locations to farm for summons before I farm for the goblin summon off screen. Well, actually, no, I'll get the goblin summon later. I'm going to get a couple of summons, which I think are better. That will help me out in the long run. So, yeah. I'll meet you guys at my next location. Alright, the next location is actually outside of the Mist Cave. I actually did not need to stop the recording, but I did anyway. I don't care. So if you use a siren out here, you can actually get 4 possibilities of enemy combinations. And this is not the one that I wanted. Well, actually not 4 possible combinations, but like 4 possible enemies you can run into, and there's really only one combination of the enemy that I want to run into. So this summon is actually a pain in the neck to get in. Here they are, the Helldivers. The Helldivers have a rare chance to drop the Cockatrice summon, which is actually a really good summon. It can be used to turn enemies into stone. And they're weak to wind. Well, whatever, that really doesn't do anything. Weakness to wind means nothing in this game. It really doesn't. And considering the fact that this area does not guarantee one encounter, this summon is going to take a while to get, and it can get really frustrating. In fact, there are 2 summons that you can easily get by just using sirens, and the enemy that you can get it from, they keep appearing. And there are 2 other summons which are really hard to get. This one is the second hardest. The Goblin summon is tied for the easiest. Well, actually, I would consider it the easiest because you can get 4 goblins in one encounter. The other one which is easy, you only get 2 enemies. So I think the drop rate for the specific summon that I'm talking about, which I will show next, is a little harder, but it's still really easy because you can always fight that enemy guarantee. And then there's one more summon which is really hard to get because you cannot even find that enemy using a siren. You have to run around and hope you encounter it. So yeah, I'll meet you guys at my next location. Okay, I am here in the Lodestone Cavern. I'm here in the room where I got the fairy claws earlier, and if you use a siren in this specific room, you will always run into two Mind Flayers. These guys have a rare chance of dropping the Mind Flayer summon, which is probably the best summon out of all the ones you can get from enemy drops, because it will pretty much guarantee a hit. How do I explain this? It's basically like a paralyzed move, except it will pretty much hit an enemy that's susceptible to it every time you use it. Like, it's always 100% accurate. Which is why I think this summon is the best one. I'm actually going to get that one as soon as I am through showing you guys the locations of where you can farm for summons. I just have one more to show. Alright, this last summon here you can find pretty much anywhere on the moon. Best place to look, in my opinion, is the East Lunar Tunnel. And unfortunately, you're gonna have to run around until you run into these guys, and this is not the right enemy. Please go away, you guys. Even though I can completely destroy you guys now, especially with that awesome onion sword, I don't want to fight you guys. What I'd recommend you do is run from every encounter that you run into unless you encounter a bomb of some sort. Like, it could be a balloon, it could be a dark grenade. Don't use a siren here. If you use a siren, you'll run into an abyss swarm. Please go away. Please. I don't want to fight you guys. You guys are worthless. It will take several tries, and this is the one you really want the most. Like, if you run into 2 dark grenades and 2 balloons, that's lucky. And no item. Really? Oh well. The dark grenades and balloons have a rare chance of dropping the bomb summon, which is okay, I guess. It does some decent damage, but it's the hardest summon to get. So yeah, that's all the locations that I would recommend that you use to farm for summons if you want to farm for them. And if you're not a completionist and are wondering which summons I would recommend you go after the most, definitely get the Mind Flayer summon. Maybe the Cockatrice summon, but the Mind Flayer summon is definitely the best out of all the 4 summons that you can get from enemy drops. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get the Cockatrice summon and the Mind Flayer summon, and then I will meet you guys when I'm done.
Finally, I got the Mind Flayer summon. Oh my gosh. Took me a while. So when you get a summon, it'll appear on the key item inventory. And you can't really put it on anyone but Rydia. So yeah. So there's the Mind Flayer summon. Alright, I'm gonna get into a battle here and show it off. Okay, that battle was not the one I wanted. Okay, maybe I'll show it off here. Maybe the Kate Sith, I don't know. Well, okay, we didn't get to see it paralyzed. Because, Rydia's intellect is, like, really high. But yeah, it can do damage as well and paralyze, so there you go. Alright, I'm gonna go try and get the Cockatrice summon up in the overworld near Baron and Mist Cave. So see you guys once I pick it up.
That didn't take long at all, actually. I got really lucky. So, here we go. I now have the Cockatrice summon. Give that to Rydia, of course, because no one else can wear it. I'm gonna show that off in another battle here. Cockatrice. Oh, I thought you could multi-target with this. I guess not. Let's have a look. And again, that does massive damage. That's because Rydia's intellect is really high and the enemies here are really weak. I think he can turn enemies into stone if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there you go. There's the Cockatrice summon. I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go after another tail. So the next enemy I'm going to go after to get the tail that I want is here in the passage to the Eidolons. And it's in the final area of the passageway. And if you use a siren in this area, you will fight 2 thunder dragons. Now these guys have a chance to drop a blue tail. And you definitely want to get a blue tail. Get 2 actually. I'm only going to get 1 for now, but yeah, I'll show you why getting a blue tail is a good idea after I get one. See you guys in a sec. There we have it, folks. The blue tail. And a Rydia level up to boot. So, yeah. We now have the blue tail. And yeah, I'll just go straight to the Adamant Isle Grotto. Now, as for some of the other possible tails that you can get a yellow tail from one of the yellow dragons down in the sealed cave. You can trade those for onion gloves, which are not that good. And there's the green dragon. You can fight them in the underworld. You can trade a green tail in exchange for an onion helm, which stinks too. And you can get a black tail from one of the armored fiends, and you can get onion armor, which is nowhere as good as adamant armor, so it's not worth fighting armored fiends to get onion armor, especially considering the fact that armored fiends are really annoying, in my opinion. So yeah. The blue tail, however, is definitely worth getting. This is the blue tail of legend. Incredible. Let me give you this in exchange. And he will give you an onion shield. This shield, both Cecil and Kain can equip. Now, in terms of magic defense and magic evasion and physical evasion, it's not as good as the crystal shield. However, this shield will prevent every status ailment in the game, except for Berserk.
And the status ailments that it prevents include slow and sap. This is the only piece of equipment that can do this. That is the only equipment in the game that can prevent slow and sap. So yeah, that shield is extremely broken. I'll get a second one later, but yeah, I really only needed just one. So yeah, I'm just gonna do one last thing, and then I'll meet you guys down at the core of the lunar subterrane. Okay, I'm about to battle Zeromus again, but this time I'm going to battle him with the adamant armor on. In fact, I have 2 sets of adamant armor now. I gave the second one to Rosa. I also gave Rosa the crystal ring, since she no longer needs the protect ring for elemental protection, because the adamant armor takes care of that. So I just gave the protect ring to Kain, since it has more defense than the dragon gloves. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how much easier Zeromus is with the adamant armor, as well as Rosa's love, which I maxed out the amount of covers I can provide to it to make it even more powerful. And my auto battle commands, well, you know what, I'll give everyone that doesn't have adamant armor defend, even though they really don't need it. I'm probably not going to use auto battle in this fight. So yeah, I'm going to go through the cutscenes off screen, and I'll see you guys when I'm about to start the fight. Alright, just about ready. So I'm going to fight him pretty much the same way I fought him last time, except I'm not going to defend while he uses Big Bang, just to demonstrate how powerful his the adamant armor and onion sword and crystal ring equipments are. I probably should not have used pace. Edge. And I just realized that I need to auto battle because I don't have Cry on him. So I did end up using auto battle. Watch, Edge and Rosa are not defending. And they all survive. I mean, Edge barely survived, but he still survived. He didn't even defend. And I didn't even have Shell on them. So yeah. You also need to take note that my characters are now in the 80s in terms of their levels. And the first time I showed you guys the Zeromus fight, my characters are in the 70s too, so higher levels do help as well. And I did not mean to skip the animation, but no big deal. Ooh, you know what? I should also throw the Ragnarok. That should do max damage. Or maybe not. Oh, here comes Meteor. Meridia was the only one who died. Look at that. Didn't have as much trouble as last time. Better abilities, better equipment, and higher levels. And you can defeat Zeromus easily. Alright, I have just completed the final boss and went through the cutscenes again. So I will end this episode by saving my game. Thank you guys for watching, and in the next episode, we will start our second playthrough of this game. See you guys then.